Good morning, everyone. I am Jessant, and we will be reporting Article 1161 together with Miss Trexie from Class 17108. So, Article 1161 is a civil obligation arising from criminal offenses shall be governed by the penal laws subject to the provision of Article 2177 and the pertinent provision of Chapter 2 Preliminary Title on Human Relations and of Title 18 of this book regulating damages. So the rule is a person who is criminally liable is also civilly liable. So basically, these are obligations arising from criminal offenses. So if there is a criminal offenses, therefore you are subject to a civil liability. If there is a criminal act and criminal offenses, then you are not just criminally liable, but also you are liable civilly. So it shall be governed thou by the penal laws. Do you think what the penal laws that we have in our country, which is the Philippines? That is the revised penal code. So subject to the provision of Article 2177. What is Article 2177? It is the responsible for fault or negligence. So meaning to say, ug naa daw kay criminal offenses, bugat daw na nga case because again, if you commit criminal act and criminal offenses, therefore you are not just criminally liable but also civilly liable. Civil liability arising from crimes or delicts. This article deals with civil liability arising from crimes or delicts. The commission of an offense has a two-pronged effect. One on the public as it breaches the social order, and the other upon the private victim as it causes personal suffering or injury, each of which is addressed respectively by the imposition of heavier punishment on the accused and by an award of additional damages to the victim. So ang pagbuhat daw og sala adunay duha ka epekto. Isa sa publiko kay ngano kaha sa paglapas sa kahapsay sa maong lugar. Dayon sa victim tungod kay naaman sa siya'y personal na suffering caused by the obligor, dapat si obligor mubayad pinaagi sa punishment or even heavier punishment. Second, oftentimes the commission of a crime causes not only moral evil but also material damage. From this principle, the rule has been established that every person criminally liable for a felony is also civilly liable. So now, ang paghimo daw og krimen dili lang morally evil apan usasad ka material na kadaot. So from this principle, each one of us aduna kunoy tulubagon sa krimen alang sa usa ka krimen under the civil liability. Now, civil liability is the payment of this case of actual damages that the victim suffer. So next is the reservation of right to recover civil liability that will be discussed to Ms. Trexie. Now, on this example, disclaimer, I will be using some legal terms, so just look at the given chart that presented on the screen. Now, for example 1, Mr. A is a jeepney driver. Og si Mr. A mo dawat og pasahero, do you think there is a contract with the passenger? So yes, there is a contract and it's called contract of carriage. Si Mr. A naa siya jeep na masahero siya, unya nag-pick up siya og mga pasahero. Ang gibuhat ni driver, which is si Mr. A, nagpakusog siya og padagan. Unya naabot siya og 100 km/h. Do you think what will happen ug ingana siya magpadagan? Is there a possibility to have an accident? Of course, madisgrasya. And then unfortunately, na accident unya na siya'y daghang pasahero. So after the accident, what will happen to the passenger? The passenger died and other passenger got injured. Now, what are the liabilities of Mr. A? So, according to Article 1161, Mr. A has the civil liability. Do you think how? So, there is the breach of contract. He is liable to liquidate all the damages because there is a contract of carriage nga wala na natuman ni Mr. A. So he is liable to pay actual damages mao ni ang mga gasto sa mga na-injured, hospital bill, o pagpalit sa mga tambal, o pagpalubong sa mga namatay. Now, Mr. A is liable to pay exemplary damages mao ni ang pag-violence niya sa road policy kay naabot siya og 100 km/h or gitawag na nga overspeeding. So now let's proceed to the criminal liability of Mr. A. So what are the possible case ni Mr. A under civil liability? So pwede siyang kasuhan o gross negligence. Now, is Mr. A criminally liable? So yes, Mr. A is criminally liable kay naay namatay. Then under criminal liability, pwede siyang kasuhan o reckless driving o reckless imprudence resulting to multiple homicide. Ngano kaya homicide ka ang gibutang dili murder? Do you think why? It's because og murder planado or gituyo. Pero on this case, homicide kay wala man kahibaw si Mr. A nga mabangga ba siya or ma-accident sila. And then, ang penalty is imprisonment, normally 5 to 10 years imprisonment according to my research, no? So, Mr. A paid all the damages, unya patong-patong pa ang iyang case na ay gross negligence, reckless driving, o reckless imprudence resulting to multiple homicide. Unya, mapreso pa jud siya, no? So, on this example is an accordance with the Article 1161 of the Civil Code. And now let's proceed to the next slide. And Ms. Trixie May will explain to the class.